Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ultima 7, The Black Gate. In the last episode, we were continuing our investigation of Minok, and we're going to continue continuing that this episode. So far, we have found 2 murders that are exactly the same as the one that happened in Trinsic. We know also that the 2 people who came to get the funds for the Fellowship were here at the same time the murders happened. So it's still an interesting things are afoot. Oh hey, a tiny little house. What do we have here? A bag with some carrots. A locked chest. Ooh. You know what we do with locked chest, everybody? We do a quick save. Then we get our buddy here, our most dexterous member. Give it a shot. Got it. That wasn't bad. So what do we find? What is that? 8 magic arrows. Here you go, kid. Have some magic arrows. Have some gold. We don't need another Fellowship medallion. Ooh. Magic arrows. Hey, look, a key. I'm going to bet you that key is for that chest. First things first. Let's see here. Jaina, you get the fishing rod. I've just decided. Alright. Let's see here. I bet you this is for that chest. Did we ever find out what that blue key was for? Hopefully we did. Let's see if this works on that chest. I don't know if you can relock a chest. It probably was. We'll put it here just in case it wasn't. Oh well. Whoop. There we go. Alright, we got... the Fellowship Hall must be over here. Okay. So here's the Fellowship Hall. We got Batlin's book. We got a bag. A little bit of free meat. We'll take that with us. Thank you. A regular ring I don't care about at all. Piece of cloth. Some gold. Sentry, please take the gold. Crystal ball we don't need. I keep misclicking today. It's very embarrassing. Nothing here for us to worry about. And another sealed box. Huh. I would talk to her, but we've already talked to her enough. Let's go left. Let's check out all the side buildings here first. Where's the door on this stupid thing? There it is. Found the door. Hey, what is this place? It's just a place with meat? That's odd. What are these books? This old ship. This tome contains much more than just the fundamentals for building ships and other associated sailing vessels. It has everything any shipwright could ever need. The text is aimed at amateurs, which is what most of you are in comparison, but holds jewels of wisdom for even the almost skilled shipwright. The latter part of this fine manual is dedicated to the repair of damaged ships, and makes a distinction between working on one's own ships and those created by others. Is this all the same book? Ah, yes! Okay, these are all written by Owen, so this must be Owen's house, where he's selling copies of his book. He's got some pants. Ooh, what's in here? What is this? An amulet? Ooh, I don't know what we would do with an amulet. We'll leave it in there. That might be important to the plot. It's hard to say, but this must be Owen's house. So what is this building just to the south of Owen's house? Thought I saw somebody walking there. We're missing a party member, but that's okay. That man has no shirt! You see a man whose long hours of difficult, smoldering work have frozen his face into a rigid expression with eyes like hot coals. What's your name, sir? I am Zorn. What's your job? I am the blacksmith of Minok. Tell me about being blacksmith. I make weapons and armor. Tell me about Minok. Minok is a quiet city. Money changes hands here, but it does not keep people happy. They find something to squabble over. And now these terrible murders have everyone afraid. Tell me about the murders. No one in this town ever really hated the gypsies. At least not that I have ever been aware of. Who could have done such a thing? What were they squabbling about? This noise over Owen's monument, for instance. People ought to tend to their own business, let others handle their own, foolish or not. Well, what do you think of the monument? Owen is building a monument to himself. It is 40 feet tall, depicting him holding up a roll of plans. Pigeons will have a place to sit forever. Why argue over something as unimportant as that? I like this guy. Tell me about Owen. He is our town shipwright. He is a man who has an exceedingly high opinion of himself. Okay? You mentioned weapons and armor. All of the weapons and armor I sell are made by mine own hand. They would serve thee well. Okay, so we can buy weapons and armor from this gentleman if we wanted. But we're probably going to steal anything we want. That's the way the Avatar rolls. I'm really not seeing anything I want to get, though. Nope. Nothing that really interests me. Anything in these... A main, gouche, goosh. Nah, nothing in here interests me as far as equipment goes. So this... Listen, Jaina, get over here. So here we have Owen's house. Thank you, party. So there's Owen. What do we have over here? A locked chest, eh? A locked chest, you say? Let's see just how locked it is, shall we? Not that locked. Has some gold in it. Now we have some gold in us. He's got a bunch of fish. Bunch of candles. Bunch of bread. Why Owen has so much fish and bread? Who knows? Ooh! That's a fancy sextant. What do we have here? Another locked chest. I wonder, is he just not paying attention to us? Like, does he just not care? Nothing in there worth anything. Nothing. Ooh, a piece of wood. It is literally a piece of wood. Hey, buddy. You see a young man dressed in an expensive tunic. He is very serious. What's your name, sir? My name, my lord, is Owen. It is a name I suspect thou shalt be hearing more of in the future. What's your job? He looks you in the eye and speaks without the slightest trace of modesty. I am, he says, the greatest shipwright in the history of Minok. I am the greatest shipwright who has ever lived. Yep, this is good. Have you ever seen anyone with a hook? I saw a man with a hook or a hand, wandering around town last night when the murders happened. Ooh, alright. The Crown Jewel. The Crown Jewel was in town and left early this morning. It was scheduled to sail for Paws. Okay, tell me about Minok. Despite all this business with murders, I must confess that I love it here. This is the place where I was born. They love me. They are going to be building a monument here in mine honor. I suppose I have been worthy of it, but still, I can't help but be flattered. What about the murders? He shakes his head slowly. They are going to be unveiling my monument sometime in the near future. Dost thou think that talk of these events will keep people away from the ceremony? That would be a tragedy. Tell me about your monument, buddy. Oh, thou canst ask anyone in town about it. They all know. You're the greatest, eh? And dost thou know how I became that way? I shall tell thee. I started to hear a voice in mine head. Oh, I know that thou shalt think me mad. What kind of voices? These were not the voices of anyone I have ever known, but still, these voices had a profound effect on me. I don't think you're mad. I hear voices too. After searching for a meaning to this voice, which proved difficult, for how dost thou tell someone, especially a stranger, that thou art hearing a voice in thy head, I came across the Fellowship. They taught me what the voice was. The Fellowship, eh? It's a wonderful organization that's open to all the people of Britannia. I've learned so much through studying this philosophy, it has helped me to live my life to the fullest. Through the Fellowship, I am able to achieve what I have set out to do in life. I'm a better person for having joined. Same speech we always hear. The change it has made in my personal life have helped me tremendously. What about your personal life? My friend, there was a time when I thought that my life was at its end. I felt as though I had been swallowed into a cold, deep hole of darkness. What about that darkness? My very soul felt as though it had sunk into a place into which no light could enter. Soon after I discovered the Fellowship. The difference that it made in my life was miraculous. Really? Tell me about their philosophy. Same thing we always see. Blah blah blah. Do you want to join? Yes, then thou shouldst go immediately to see Balin. Tell me about the voice. This was the voice of reason within mine own mind, which sought to guide my life in its proper direction. The Fellowship taught me how to trust this voice and heed what it says, and thou canst see the results in mine own life. I have mastered my craft and advanced the techniques of shipbuilding through the methods I have devised. What methods? I've even written a book describing the advances I have made in the methods of shipbuilding. It is very advanced, but I have tried to write it so it is accessible to the layman. Wouldst thou be interested in purchasing a copy? How much? Yes, of course thou wouldst. Here it is. What else do you sell? Owen looks at you and suddenly seems flustered. I have no ships for sale presently. I have been working on a few improvements, but if thou wouldst, thou couldst commission me to build one for thee. A deed to one of these ships I built costs 1,000 gold coins. Dost thou wish to buy one? Heck no. Art thou certain? Thou shalt find no better ships in all of Britannia. Very well then. Wouldst thou perhaps be interested in purchasing a fine sextant? I have one which I would be willing to part with for the fine bargain. The price is 150 gold. Art thou interested? No. Humph, well let it be known that thou didst pass up the chance to buy the sextant of the famous Owen the shipwright, and thou shalt be known for the knave and simpleton that thou art. How very nice. Tired of benefiting from my presence? Very well, I shall see thee again, I hope. You just called me a knave because I wouldn't give you money. Crazy people. And you gave us this stupid book I don't want. Or you gave a book to somebody. Who knows who got a copy of this book? We already have a sextant that tells us where we are. We're good. There should be a dock up here. Ah, here we go. Well, there's a ship he should be working on instead of just chit-chatting and writing his own book. A little bit of ocean, but nothing else going on here. Alright. Still have... Oh! Nope, don't care about that building. There's a building here we haven't been in. With a weirdly placed door. Oh, it's the inn. Okay. Maybe? Who are you? You see a weird-looking man who is missing his right arm. With his one hand, he scratches his head and squints in your general direction. What's your name? He lets out a sharp cough to clear his throat. Rutherford's me name. Pleased to meet yer. He extends his greasy hand for you to shake and does not retract it until it is clasped. What's your job? Why, I be the barkeep of the Checkered Cork. No better place in Minot to discuss the events of the day. He coughs into the rag he has just been using to polish the bar. Great. Tell me about events. Before all this evil at the sawmill, the buzz were all about the monument. Oh yeah? Oh, that must mean the statue they be going to build for our shipwright. His name be Owen, a local boy. I understand 'tis to be as tall as a man on horseback, and shows Owen gazing through a telescope or some such thing like that. Really? Okay. What about the sawmill? Say, thou not be around here. He looks you up skeptically. Thou art not from the Fellowship by any chance, art thou? No, I'm not. Just ask it. Thou dost not have to take any offense. You don't like the Fellowship? Thank goodness, with all the town at each other's throats in recent weeks, we have the Fellowship trying to hold the town together. I be no member nor nothing, but I just heard of all the good things they done feeding the poor and such. What about the murder? Well, I suppose that clears thee from the list of possible murderers, if thou wert the murderer. Thou wouldst not have to be asking questions of people about that. What happened regarding the murders? Thou wouldst already know, having been there. I mean, that logic's not wrong. Have you seen, tell me about Minok. Yep, this town's usually bloody quiet, but that was until recently. His squinting eyes suddenly open wide and stare straight at you. Say, when exactly again didst thou arrive in town, stranger? After a moment of careful observing you, he shrugs his shoulders, goes back to wiping off the bar. Have you seen the Crown Jewel? That ship was indeed here of late. In fact, 'twas the night of the murders. Could there be a connection? How about a man with a hook? I know him. He be a pirate who lives in Buccaneer's Den. They say Hook is so mean he'd kill his own mother for the right price. And I would wager they's right. Why, I got in a fight with this Hook once. I was lucky that I escaped losing only my right arm, and still with one good eye left. It was somewhere around that time that I started having second thoughts about my career as a pirate, and how here I be. I have not seen him recently, but the description of the murder scene certainly sounds like his handiwork. Ah! I shall see thee later, at least I will if thou dost stay in the front of me good eye. So, we have a suspect. Captain Hook is a suspect that we currently have. Ooh, there's a lot of apples. What's going on in your room here, buddy? Anything important? A little bit of gold. That's always important. How about in here? Nope, nothing. This is a well-stocked place. Who are you? You see a mountain man who appears to have been in the wilderness a long time. He gives you a long look, then he snorts and looks away. What's your name, mountain man? I am not in the habit of speaking to strangers, but seeing as how this does not appear to be very intelligent, I shall humor thee for now. My name is Carl, formerly of Minok. What's your job? Job? Art thou mad, my lord? Firstly, if thou dost wish to offer me employment, I have no interest in it. Secondly, if thou dost wish to hire my services for any reason, then I reject thine offer most enthusiastically. Thirdly, if thou dost wonder what my job is, then wonder no more, for I have not one. Fourth and lastly, if thou dost wonder why I have no job, then stop it right now, because it is none of thy business. Ale! What dost thou want? Brother. My brother, mine only in the family in the world, served aboard a ship built by Owen. The ship was one of several that sank 3 years ago during the first storm it ever encountered. My brother went down with it and was never seen again. Several ships, huh? 3 other ships were built from Owen's basic designs, all sunk within the first year of their launch. Over a dozen lives were lost due to that vainglorious bastard. Don't like Owen, do you? I confronted Owen with this, and he denied that it had anything to do with his workmanship. I returned that night and stole the plans he had drafted, so at least no other ships would ever be built like that again. But it left me so angry at the world that I knew I could not live among people ever again. I went away to live up in the mountains. The only times I ever come back are to fetch a few supplies and maybe have a drink of Rutherford's fine ale once in a while. Tell me about the ale. If not for Rutherford's fine ale, there would be no purpose to existence and civilization. What did you do with the plans you stole? I still have those plans up in my cabin. Every once in a while, I'll try to figure them out. I suspect no one in town, save for Owen himself, could understand them. Maybe Julia the Tinker would be able to shed some light on them, but she would never listen to an old mountain man like me. She'll listen to me! Far away from the mire of present-day society is where I belong. In the wilderness thou canst know what is what. I know Julia, she's a friend. If thou dost want to show Julia the plans, I will give them to thee. They are in my cabin, southeast of the BMC office. Southeast, okay. Goodbye. Cease thy racket before I lose my temper. Alright, who's this? Ah, Gladstone. It's fine. Alright, southeast of the Britannia Mining Company office. So let's go over to where the office is. Go around this. Past the noisy, stupid mill. Alright, so here's the office, and he said it was southeast of here. Which means it's this way. Oh, we're being attacked. Not very effectively, but we were still being attacked. Right, he said it was southeast. Alright, here would be this. Something scary is exploding. Oh, there's a little trail here, maybe. Ah! I think we might have found his cabin. I think this might be what we're looking for. Oh, this place is a mess. What a mess. There's a black cloak. That's fancy. We got a throwing axe. Oh, leather armor. We need some leather armor for Jaina. There you go. Does anybody need pants? I mean, everybody's wearing pants, right? Yes, pants are fine. We had a belt, an axe. That's okay. The Norwell should be a fine vessel, measuring 100 cubits from bow to stern. She shall be constructed of the finest yew wood, with a ballast of 37 cubits. After the planks are retrograded, I shall reciprocate the bottom decks to ensure their verbosity. Each bunk shall fit exactly within the 3 foot by 4 foot by 4 14-cubit cabin, except for the first mate and sergeant's quarters, which will be octagonal the size. By Owen of Minock. So there is the plans. Let's go ahead and put those in our document pouch for later. Might as well put our gold in here too. There we go. What else do we have back here? Some food. Some gold. Thank you for that 8 gold. What is this? Chunks of lead. Why would you just have chunks of lead in a crate in your house? This seems like a bad idea. And that's probably his poop bucket. Oh wait, what's in his barrel? He has an axe, a hammer, and 15 starbursts. I don't know what these are. I have no idea what these starburst things are. So who knows what's going on with those. Alright. Make our way back to Minock and go talk to Julia. Come on, keep up, sentry. Gonna have to fight a couple more headless ones, it looks like. Get him! Good job, team. Anything worth picking up? Ooh, gold nuggets. I'll take those. We should probably swing by the Mint in Britain at some point here to trade in all of our gold nuggets and gold bars that we have. We have the 1 gold bar. We should also go talk to the apothecary about it. First thing though, let's go talk to Julia. Jane is a little hungry. Oh, that thing is terrible. I like how she uses that hawk to attack things, which is great. Alright. Julia, we need to talk to you about these ship plans. I need your professional opinion. It is good to speak to thee again, Krug. Julia greets you. Take a look at these. May I see them? She examines every line of the plans carefully. These designs are unsound. Ships built to these specifications will easily capsize and sink. Thou should show these plans to the mayor. Well, we're off to the mayor. Well, we're going to save our game. Where's the mayor? Do you think the mayor will actually be back at Town Hall, or do you think he'll be running around the murder scene still? Let's take a look here. I'm looking for the mayor. Mayor, are you home yet? There he is. Mayor, we have to talk. Ah, Avatar, good to see thee again, says Burnside. Look at these plans. You showed the mayor the plans Owen had drawn, making sure to carefully point out the flaws discovered by Julia. The mayor is aghast. This is terrible. No one must see this. It would ruin Owen and cause irreparable damage to our town if it became known that our shipwright caused these deaths. What? He killed people. Then again, the ship's Owen's builds would continue to sink. It would harm Minot even more if we were to become known as the place where the death ships are made, a town that built a monument to an incompetent. I agree. We should probably not build the statue. There are no two ways about it. The statue must be stopped. I am hereby canceling the erection of the statue. Oh, and her Avatar, wilt thou please go inform Owen of this bad news for me? I am a bit busy at the moment. Besides, I think it will take it much better hearing it from thee. Alright. Well, we've ruined a man's career. Let's go tell him that it's over. Again, we'll check out the artist thing here in the center in a bit. We're too busy ruining this for the Fellowship right now. Stupid Owen. Why couldn't you just build ships that didn't sink? Then we wouldn't have had to have ruined your career. Life would have been so much easier for everybody. Hey, buddy! We got things to talk about. Did we look in this barrel? It's got more pieces of wood. Hey, Owen. Owen. Owen looks at you and sniffs. It would appear thou dost wish to speak with me again. Your statue is cancelled, sir. After years of breaking my back trying to make something of this ungrateful little town, I'm giving up. I swear I will never build another ship as long as I live. That will teach them. No matter how they may beg or plead, I will not do it. You're rather ungrateful you're not going to jail. Apparently, building the greatest ships to ever set sail in history and all that has done for Minot are no longer enough. No. Thanks to that pompous idiot of a mayor, I'm denied the rightful tribute of which I have proven myself more than worthy. Design flaws? Bah! How many ships has Mayor Burnside built in his miserable little life? There were deaths, bro. You tell him about the many innocent civilians who lost their lives on the ship he built. Owen shakes his head slowly. I do not know. I have no idea how it could have happened. It is difficult to conceive of the pain such a great loss of life brings into this world. But I did my best when I built those ships. I did not want those men to die. Thou must believe me. Owen appears distressed. The tribute to me is now no more than a tombstone. What tribute? I know. My work will stand as my monument. My name will endure long after any statue is worn away to dust. People will remember me. I promise thee that. And with a dramatic flourish, Owen produces a dagger. Before you can stop him, he plunges it into his chest. He coughs loudly as blood spurts from his mouth, soaking his fine linen tunic in wine-red gilt. After a moment, it is all over. Owen, the greatest shipwright who ever lived, is dead. Oh! What? Okay. He had his fellowship medallion, the dagger, and a bunch of copies of his own book. Well, that was... Really? Now, here's the thing. Can we take him back to Lord British and get him revived? Would that be an option, or do we just leave his body here? I don't really care. We're going to leave him here. We better go tell the mayor that it went wrong. I'm sure we're going to get blamed. Mayor, I've got some bad news about your shipwright. It's kind of depressing. He offed himself. Hey, Mayor. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Oh, Avatar, good to see thee again. Plans. We already showed it to him. No one must see this. It would ruin Owen and cause irreparable damage to our town. He's already dead. It's all the same dialogue. Huh. I was hoping there'd be a little more dialogue, but that was pretty gruesome. Like, he just killed himself. We just watched the guy off himself. That was rough. Well, on that happy note, we'll wrap up this episode of Gaming with Grug. And next episode, we'll go into the Artist Guild and maybe see a couple things that'll lift our spirits after that. I don't know. I feel a little conflicted about this episode, so I'm going to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, we hope to see you soon.